Mr. Darko Beats.
Welcome back. Welcome in New York to the Post 90 podcast. We've got a few games to talk about. We've got Charlotte. We've got Orlando. You made a hell of a call on the weekend saying we should save the episode till after the midweek, so we actually had something to talk about. And I feel like we have a million different things to talk about now with this game specifically. It wasn't, I guess, too exciting when you compare it to the Charlotte game up until the last few minutes where Alonso wanted to do his best Thiago Andrade impression. But yeah, I mean, I'm glad we waited. I'm glad, obviously, that we have this game to talk about and not just the Charlotte game, because that would have been horrible. And I'm glad that we somehow found a way to do something in the second half of this match to be competitive.
Yeah, I mean, we could have literally skipped the entire first 70 minutes. And I was almost like, you said it, we're lucky that we did wait. I was almost thinking, oh my God, we waited and that's the result that we have to talk about. But no, luckily, they pulled it back in the end. And yeah, there's tons to talk about between the two games. A signing, somebody leaving, some of the first half performances from this game specifically that kind of opened our eyes to what we would do if we were the front office. So yeah, no, I'm excited to get into this one.
And maybe we should tackle those transfers first. I wasn't even thinking of those just because the game is so fresh. We talked a little bit about Nico last episode. We didn't know at the time that he was called Nico, but that is now how he'll be referred to as moving forward. But he seems like I guess I'm hoping that he is what we need in the attack to get things going. That was like for the longest time of that game until we turned it on at the end. Like what my plan for the episode was like trying to get the bottom of what specifically was holding us back. And obviously I think the answer would be our attack, but like what specifically about the attack tactics wise, but we were able to figure it out. But this guy is obviously somebody that's going to be a big piece of that moving forward.
Yeah, no, if I was in the press conference or if I was down in Orlando at the moment, I would be asking Pascal, like, what is it that took us from, Hannes being really exciting, Alonso being really exciting, the right wing never really being a position that was held down, but was still, providing crosses and chances. How did we go from that to the last two games where it's been completely stale up top? Outside of the explosion, like you said, in the last 10 minutes of that game, we really didn't see anything at all from the attack. Maybe, I know we did talk a little bit about Alonso kind of changing the way that he plays and coming back from international duty. I almost think that it's like counterproductive. It's been, we even were asking each other towards the end of that game, like, where is Alonso? Did he drop into midfield? Is he at right wing? Like, where did he end up? And I think it is because he's dropping so deep to try to bring the ball up. It's just taking them completely out of games. And he's our most dangerous player. So he needs to be up top waiting to receive through balls or whatever it is from guys like Maxi, guys like Hannes. So if I had to identify one thing, I would say it was that.
And do you think it's worrying at all that Pascal essentially like threw everything at the wall in this game? And to be fair, he did get out with a result in the end, but like it took an own goal. We had 3 strikers on the field, and it took an own goal to like break the levee with the goals. We had Baki out there, and like you said, it was. I'm not even sure at this moment what the formation was or where people were positioned on the field, because at a moment, like you said, it looked like Alonso had dropped to like midfield to Maxi's role that Julian was previously in, and they swapped. Julian went back out wide, but then we had Seymour up top, Baki on the left. It was like, I don't know if it was just too fluid or if I don't know, it might have been too much for players to keep track of out there, like what they were meant to be doing.
Yeah, no, he literally did throw everything at the wall. Luckily, the Alonso thing, him staying in the game, sucked. Julian, who was maybe the most disappointing player on the field for 90% of the match, outside of the moments that I felt like when he was playing through mid and playing through that 10 role, he was actually exciting. Like, he was actually affecting the game, providing dangerous plays. You look at the outside of the boot, like kind of having more confidence in the midfield. Maybe that's something that works going forward, but you just signed Nico. You have Maxi. It's almost like too little too late for him to kind of have that spark from that role, because it's not going to be his. There's no chance that he's going to get that consistently. But other than that, I thought Seymour was exciting in a way because he was such a willing runner, and he almost opened up the opportunity for Alonso to score by running so hard and giving that effort. I don't know. Who do you think was like the biggest dud in the attack?
The biggest dud in the attack. I mean, Ojeda getting yanked at half is not a good look. Or not half, but shortly after, right? Early in the second half. I know when the game started, seeing Ojeda and Tana being the right side of the field, that was the most worrying moment, and it came to be true. I said I wish I could bet on the two of them having no contribution of any kind of the game, and that really
Yeah,
kind of felt like it was the case. I did not expect to see Tavon come in, and I think once he came in, that opened up the field in general. Like he was able to give more to the attack that I think required Orlando to kind of respect that side of the field in a way that it really didn't feel like they had to for the whole game, and it kind of gave some of that freedom to the players on the left side or the players up the middle to kind of get more space. And Perea obviously capitalized a little bit on that in the second half down the left. Played a beautiful ball to Alonso that just has to get in the back of the net at the end of the day
yeah,
if you're Alonso. But that kind of freed up the left side of the field so that, O'Toole and Perea, who seems like maybe got a talking to at halftime about playing up, because he was super deep, I felt like the whole game. So yeah, I guess Tana and Ojeda can take that award together.
yeah. Tana. I mean, the hack treatment that we used to give the yellow card was inherited by Tana, and he is by far running away with it. Like that dude is. Granted, I don't think he really had much of a choice on the foul that he did give up, but it is just funny to be this deep into the Tana career and completely, you know exactly what you're going to get when he's on the field. And I feel like the coaches know that as well. Like, you know that he's kind of a ticking time bomb and you need to limit his minutes. Otherwise, he may not be finishing the game.
Yeah. How about that foul on O'Toole? That was. Are we going like full overboard on that? Like that's a red card offense, right?
No, I honestly, at first, when I was hearing the announcer like kind of pop off in the way that he did and be like, he's intending to hurt O'Toole and all that, I was kind of like, all right, let's relax a little bit. Like it's yes, he's clearly trying to foul him, but there's not an intent. He's not pulling his shirt back, being like, I hope it break his neck. I hope I
Right.
give him a concussion. But then you look at it and you're like full speed, and the commentary about this is outlawed in tackle football for a reason
Yeah.
because of the injuries that it causes. Like, there's no chance that shouldn't have been a red. Every single day of the week, it should have been a red.
And it was on an attack. I don't think O'Toole was the final guy or anything like that, or the last guy on with the keeper. He was trying to play a ball up to somebody. But yeah, completely takes the air out of the whole attack, and like you said, puts him in a position of danger. And I mean, Kevin is aware of that too, and that's why he pops up and just fucking shoves the guy. Like, and that's not something we really see out of O'Toole that often. Like that kind of,
Right.
we see a fiery and a passion, I think, towards the game, but not necessarily towards the other team with him. You'd more look at like a hack for that after, the other team scores an own goal, he screams and claps in your face. But
Oh,
that's not something we typically see out of an O'Toole. So like it was very much, he was very much aware on the field at the moment, like how dangerous of a play that was, and was rightfully pissed about it.
yeah. I feel like that's one of those that you can kind of throw into the orange card category of like, had it been given a red, nobody's really complaining about it. With the yellow, you maybe get some complaints, but it's not necessarily like, you know, the game was decided by that foul. And also with the context of what our attack was doing before that, there's no evidence to show that we would have been even dangerous with that attack. So I'm okay with the call. I just wish, in hindsight, that it was given because then it sets a precedent as well for the rest of the league that that's not something that you tolerate.
Yeah, I'm interested. I'm sure this is going to be some kind of discipline committee situation over the week, and maybe there's a new outlawing or a new rule in place.
Not even to be that guy, but like genuinely, if that's messy,
Oh,
like that's a
that's a
clear
red.
like that's a probably a suspension. So yeah, I'm interested to see if that were given to another player that with maybe a little bit higher of a stature, if that's given a right every time.
Yeah, you're right. I think it would be any of those. messy boys down there. But you can't be doing that to Busquets. Can't be yanking the knee backwards like that
Well, no,
at
you
his
wouldn't have
advanced
to.
age.
Well, if you do that to Busquets, you are in much deeper trouble
Or
because you cannot.
Suarez.
If you can't hawk down Busquets, I mean, you're in a tough position.
Yeah. So that was something to note with the refs. And then I don't know if you noticed, but with Freese too, on that one play where the dude was clearly offsides, they let the play run, and then Freese just kind of jawing pretty hard at the refs afterwards. Like I felt like that's just something worth talking about too, because it's I don't know if it's because it's so sensitive to us, and obviously it would be even more sensitive to Freese, like with the Malachi situation and the Revs keeper that he obviously ran into on a play that was extended 5-6 seconds beyond when it should have on like a clear offsides call. And I'm just happy to see the guy out there, Matt, out there and like screaming at these refs and kind of letting them know that like that type of shit is unacceptable. Even just sitting there and like thinking about it, watching the game after Freese is trying to make the case that we're all of us as NYCFC fans are kind of feeling like you just can't, as a referee, like you're allowing injury to happen. And thinking of Malachi, like this kid is now how much time has he missed? Like a year and a half of not only time that he would have been probably starting, like he probably would have. I think a lot of us believe he would have became a pillar in that starting role. But even just like the training that he's losing out on, even if he wasn't to become a starter, and the things that he would have given to the team, even in just appearances. I just hate to see those things. Like it's so frustrating.
Yeah, it's a tough one though, because just to play the other side of it, like you can obviously with VAR go back and change an offside that wasn't given, or that either you were or you weren't offside. You can go back and change that after the fact. You can't necessarily say, oh, well, you were actually onside and you probably had a goal scoring opportunity. Like you
Yeah,
can't put that, you can't put that back in the bag. So I understand letting it go if it's close, but when it's clear or you trust your gut as the linesman, like you gotta just make that decision to raise the flag. Like at the end
yeah,
of the day, you're paid a very good salary to be in the right position to have the eyeballs to make that call. Just make it.
yeah,
Otherwise, you have blood in your hands when players break legs and stuff like that.
yeah. No, that's what was going through my mind, and I don't even know what minute that was, but I had to have been hyped up off of the dog shit performance that was at the time. But yeah, I'm happy to see Matt out there fighting for the guys, obviously, and to be back with the team. I think he, even on a number of occasions tonight, not took the game over, but like he made enough plays where without him being in his position, like the result definitely would have been different than what it was.
Oh yeah, cool. Because they were peppering us for quite a while. Like it was looking like they were going to completely run away with it. If it wasn't for Matt, they probably scored 2, 3, four, like maybe 4 even. He wasn't necessarily standing on his head because they weren't great chances, but even like a mediocre keeper lets in 1 or 2 of those. So he was exceptional, and he's going to continue to be exceptional. My man of the match, to be honest with you, not to glaze, not to hop on the hype train of him screaming in somebody's face, giving it to the fans at the end when he wins that goal kick to basically seal it. Hack was a dog. Like he was insane, playing out of his mind. Just even that tackle before winning the goal kick to seal the game. Like that tackle to step up in that moment was crazy. And it kind of, I am a little bit gassed up off of seeing some of the people who are still out on Hack. And I definitely,
I
like, I
cannot
couldn't,
believe it, dude.
I couldn't,
I didn't mean to fuck up your Tuesday or whatever day it was when
not,
I.
it was just so, it's just so dumb. And it's almost like you got to start calling these people out by name because it's to the point where your ball knowledge is so bad. Like I just don't even know. Maybe we're not watching the same stream.
I don't know, or maybe we're not consuming the same media in general. Like even if you just listen to managers talk about Hack, all the managers that have run into Hack, whether it's been Ronnie all the way back, we talked to Ronnie about Hack when Hack was loaned out at Hartford. Obviously, Cushing was pretty fond of him as well. A lot of people don't take his opinion for much worth, but now we have Pascal come in, and pretty much from day one with Pascal, it's been like we have such a special talent in Hack by way of like the leadership that he brings and the versatility that he brings to a team. And like I can't remember his exact words, but I'm pretty sure he said like we're trying to like build around Hack at this point whether that be at that six role or at center back, and he's obviously now found his spot at center back with Burke taking off, which we have to talk about too. But like, I feel like you almost take the fucking armband from Thiago and you put it on Hack's arm. Like
100%.
that's pretty much where I'm at right now in terms of our back line and our team with leadership in general.
The only two players in contention for player of the season for us, the most consistent players, would be Matt Freese and Justin Hack. There's not a single other person. And don't come saying Alonso Martinez, because a consistent Alonso would have been scoring, contributing for the past two games, the games before he goes international. It's by far and away Matt Freese and Justin Hack.
Yeah, I think they said Alonso's, not to just harp on Alonso, but like I think they said, just to back up your point, that in his first 6 games or his first 9 games, he scored like 7 goals, and in his last 9 games, he scored 2, and then 3 if you include tonight. But yeah, I mean, there's not enough words. I think for everybody that listens to this podcast at this point has to be a part of the Hack Army. I don't know how you could stand listening to this podcast if you aren't. But like it just every episode, the flowers have to be given because it's. I mean, we've literally watched this kid grow for like the past. How many years has it been now? The past 6 years.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Across different teams, different positions, first team, second team, training, all that. And this is potentially the most successful product that we've had come from our what do you call it, academy, for the if you consider for our own first team.
Right, yeah, 100%.
Without a doubt, right?
Yeah, the best homegrown.
Sands.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I just thought.
But even yeah, that's true. Champion.
So maybe
champion.
2 is still.
2 is still
from
good a similar role too.
How old? 23. 2 is good when you're 23.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot.
And when you're only 10 years old as a club.
Yeah.
But no, I mean the thing that sucks, specifically with how people view Hack, is like if he played in literally any other market other than New York, he would be put on such a pedestal. He would be a god to that area. And the fact that he, fortunately for us because we like him, but unfortunately for him, like he plays in the New York market where it's hard to win over 60% of people. And he's probably got like maybe 30% of people at this point that are in his camp. It's just tough.
If a Justin Hack played at like Cincinnati, like a homegrown American center back with like his kind of fire and like toughness that he brings to the game, he'd be in Europe already, I think.
He would be on cereal boxes.
Yeah, no, like you're dead serious.
You look at like, I can't even think of another example, but just like if he played in Nashville, if he played in
Columbus,
anywhere in Texas,
Philly.
Literally Philly.
They love their big, strong center backs, American center backs. Like that is their bread and butter. Same thing with Orlando. You have Janssen that is the captain, goes and gets his goal. Like, I don't know.
I wonder. I don't really remember how quickly people turned into like massively Sands guys. So maybe we're a little bit early on that path and we're kind of jumping the gun a little bit because we've been big Hack guys. But I don't know. Sands was pretty quickly adopted into being considered that guy for us, at least.
I don't know. Have you noticed at all? Do you think that with Hack playing as much center back as he has, that he's kind of lost the touch of the midfield at all? I
don't want to say it
a little bit.
Well, I don't want to say it, but I don't know that he really had the midfield like touch.
That's
to
fair.
Begin with. Like I felt like
and I'm specifically talking about joining the attack. But go on.
Yeah, but I just think he's better from a position, from a defending position, because he's not expected to do too much. Like he can kind of take a pass that's a kind of a bailout pass, and it's not really frowned upon. Whereas in midfield, like you can see he's under pressure. You could see that his confidence is a little bit lower. Maybe if he had a run of 6-7 games where he was planted in the midfield, that could change. But we just haven't seen it. And I just don't know with his performances at center back that you ever even try it. Like there's really no point. you have somebody who's performing at a very high level in a position, why just uproot them and throw them into the midfield?
Yeah, and I think the other thing working against him is we have a history of pretty solid center backs at this club. So when you start to compare him against the likes of Chanot, which is not really his archetype, but when you start to compare him against the likes of a Collins, which is more of the archetype that he fits without the godly left foot that Collins had on him,
Yeah.
you know, I can understand, I guess, in some cases where people, if that is your comparison, that is a tough one. That's a tough expectation to meet.
Well, but it's also like you look at his passing range and his ability on the ball. As a midfielder, it's limited. As a center back, it is exceptional.
Mm-hmm.
So there's just no point to even to toy with it, in my opinion. You leave him out there. Like all the coaching staff has said, he is a cornerstone there. You just leave him there. When genuinely, when you build an 11, there's three people you think of: Alonso, Hack, and Freeze. Those are guaranteed starters.
And Maxi probably.
Not even really, because you might have to rest him. You might,
I guess.
be giving his legs, a
I don't know. Do
little vacation.
We haven't yet.
Well,
I'm
now with Nico,
I guess that's the successor plan. Cause like, I don't know, knock on wood, but I'm not waiting for the wheels to fall off on Maxi, but like, I'm worried that the wheels are gonna fall off on Maxi. Like,
but even then, it's an uncomfortable conversation. But the wheels, they're only operating at a certain percentage,
yeah,
and the could be instructions, it could be whatever it is, game plan. But these past two games specifically, and for a couple of games now, out of 10, he's not getting a 5.
5.
No.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. If I think of like the worst moment from each game that don't include like scoring, it's Maxi missing the goal against Charlotte, and then it's Maxi nearly giving up the goal against Orlando. Both equally extremely stressful moments.
If I was Pascal watching that, I'm like, when is Nico getting his visa? When can Nico get to training? When is he getting in this club? And that's both of us love Maxi. Both of us want to see Maxi succeed. We're super happy that he's here. It's just we expect a standard with Maxi, like you would from any high-profile player, especially a club legend. It just hasn't been there. I think that's pretty.
It could be like fixture congestion stacking up at this point for him. Like what week is it? Is it 20? It's past the 20s. We're in the 20s.
Are we really?
We're definitely in the 20s.
Definitely is crazy.
Definitely, like maybe halfway through the 20s.
Damn, 22.
Yeah, and he has played how many minutes at 10? Like
pretty much all of them.
Pretty much all of them at an advanced age. So hopefully, I think Nico ideally frees up Maxi having to start every single game, or having
and just
to go 90.
Going back to kind of an older question that we had: first 45 or last 20?
First, I think.
First, really?
Yeah, I don't know what I said before, but that's what I feel now.
First does make sense to me too now, especially when you have guys who are explosive and quick coming off the bench, who could potentially be running at tired defenders. Yeah, I think the only choice would be first 50, and plus, like even at his age, he is a starter. Like he is somebody that you are kind of forced to be putting in the lineup regardless. He gives you the best chance.
Yeah, well, I feel like it's easier to park the bus than it is to chase as well. So if you can bag him early, it'll be a lot easier.
It's also easier to like give him a start and hope he can go for 60, 65 than to cage him for 30 and he could go for 40, 45. That's probably better.
And let him start and play, I guess, the number of minutes that he feels like he can, because I feel like it's a lot easier to have a conversation with a player, if they have to come out the 65th and like they're actually fucking dead. It's like, well, this is why I have to take you out of the 65th. And if you consistently start putting him to 30 and he feels like, oh, I could go another 30.
Right.
Like what,
That feels like a waste, yeah.
Yeah.
So did you want to talk a little bit about Burke?
I guess we
It'll
can.
be quick. In my opinion, it'll be quick.
Yeah, I mean, I guess we can. I don't know. I tried to think about Burke and what to say about him on the pod, and I think we've had a lot of discussions about him on here. I don't know. It's just, I don't know if he ever, and this could be just 2020 vision or 2020 hindsight, whatever the saying is, but like, did Burke ever really fit in that much here? Like, I don't know. I think as a human and as a player in the locker room, definitely, but like, as far as like tactics go and just getting minutes in general, like it never really clicked. Like it never got to that point where we were like, okay, like now we're good. Now we have Thiago and Burke.
You know what Burke was truly, and I don't mean disrespect at all, but at this point, I don't want to protect his feelings. He was really, really good for the marketing department. Like, just the flow, the like lanky, the way he'd sport all of the streetwear and stuff like that. Like, great for marketing. Very, very,
A
very
stylish foreign dude.
painfully average as a player,
Yeah,
and that's fine. Like, who knows how much we ate off of that marketing? Who knows? Maybe that marketing bought Nico.
that is potentially like the biggest, if true, the biggest thing that he brought to the team.
He contributed a lot to marketing.
Yeah. Although what I do hate is not getting a full left back experiment out of him. Because there were moments of brilliance, specifically like early season this year, where we definitely came on here and were like, that could be like the next step for left back.
Yeah, but at the same time, it's not worth stunting O'Toole at all. For a question mark, I'd rather take the question mark in how well can O'Toole develop as a defender than the question mark in how well can Burke play left back and still contribute to an attack and get back to defend and
Yeah.
develop. Like, he's so much further into his career than O'Toole is. There's no place for him really. He's not going to start left back. He's not going to start center back, barring catastrophe. So just, I mean, the best thing for him was to go.
Yeah. I wonder if there was any, I don't know if they had agreements about playing time or anything, but there was definitely a moment where he came in where he was meant to be the center back pair with Thiago like full time, like they were the guys. And then for whatever reason, I guess injuries actually is the main reason. Like he fell out of favor, different managers and things like that. So you're right, it kind of felt like a natural time to move on. I don't know if Pascal, obviously, well, I don't think anybody at NYCFC is really the manager's players in the same way that you kind of think of like a Premier League manager or really any other league. Like, you have to let them get their guys in first and have their system with the players that fit it. But I don't know that he really fit that.
Yeah, well, and if you are a European player and you're all the way in America, not even playing games, and you feel like you can go home, be around all of your family, and play every single game, to me, it's a no-brainer. So ultimately, while I was never really a huge fan of the on the field, like, I'm genuinely happy that he can go and do that. That is cool.
I think he
Um,
went back to his club that he was at before us too, right?
was he? Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I know bare minimum it's a Norwegian club.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, we've
that's
lost
pretty
a
much.
few players to that. We've lost Chanot to that. We lost Maxi for it for a time, and then he came back, and now Burke as well. I'm trying to think if there were any others that have done anything similar.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of a door that's probably always open of, like, you're somewhat of a high profile player. Well, to an extent. And
Probably
you can go,
within Norway, I would think.
yeah, within
Yeah.
Norway. Yeah. And maybe he plays, or is he involved in the Norwegian national team? I'm not sure.
I don't know.
But yeah, I think I would believe that the door is pretty much always open for that type of move. So
And it
yeah.
sounds like Pascal wants to bring in. Did you see the center back that used to play for one of his old teams, the Brazilian guy?
Yeah.
I don't know how true it is, but he's only 26 years old. For some reason, I was under the impression that it was like a vet type guy, but it's like a younger Brazilian guy. So I don't know what. That just worries me that we're putting another guy in a position that is not good for them. I feel like, right? Because you bring this guy in, and like, really, what is he supposed to be the successor to Thiago?
Or more competition for Hack? Like, do they not want him to get complacent? I don't see him as that type of dude to do that.
Me either.
So I don't know. I really don't know the purpose of it. That's where it kind of gets annoying because I feel like both of the positions that we're rumored to get players in are ones that I don't think we need, in my opinion.
If Google AI is to be believed, Thiago Martins is only under contract through the end of this season, with an option for 2026. So that's an interesting thing to learn.
That is interesting. I mean, if you were to role play as David Lee, are you taking that option on a 30 what year old?
Thiago was born 2 months before me. What the hell's going on?
What are you doing with your life?
What the hell's going on in this life, bro?
So 30 years old.
Holy shit, I thought he was like 35, bro.
I mean, that's probably sobering for you, right?
That's
Like hearing that a 30-year-old is old in soccer terms.
that's insane.
That makes you dirt in real life.
I swear to God, I thought he was no younger than 35.
He does have the, not maturity, but
He's way more mature than me. We'll say that. Maybe. I don't know. I guess we don't know him
I
personally
don't know.
that much.
Like
But
he
has way more of a man's voice than me. I'll say
he
that.
reads Twitter and presses media folks about it. So I don't know. Is
Yeah.
that maturity?
So do I, though, in a way.
Yeah.
Maybe we are so different after all, Thiago. But what's your question? If I was David Lee, what am I doing here?
Yeah. Are you taking the option?
Yeah, without a doubt. He seemed like the thing that he brings to the table, I think, is his pace and like his athleticism, which is crazy as maybe the oldest guy on our team. But like
Maxi exists.
Maxi does exist. The second oldest guy on our team. You have that one dude, who is the guy on their team? Angulo, whoever it is. But he was up and down the wing like cooking Tana. Like Tana, I don't know how Tana was the game plan, knowing the attack that Orlando has between Angulo and Pasalic, and you're like, you put Tana on the right back, not his main position. We don't even know if he could play his main position, but like he was keeping up with him, and that was shocking me. So I don't see that leaving just because he turns 31 years old or whatever it is. So I think you keep the option. I don't know if we'll ever do the thing where we buy somebody out of their DP contract, but we all talk about it whenever we get a DP. We're like, well, at least at some point we can buy him out, and we never do it. But if that's an opportunity, like maybe we actually do that for the first time.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it is the biggest, but then it's the front office kind of admitting that was not necessarily a dumb idea, but admitting that is no longer the move to have him under a DP contract. So it's almost in a way admitting defeat. So I don't know that they do that, but I don't know. I think you probably have to take his option and bring him back. I just, depending on how the season ends up, I don't know that that's necessarily something that I would lose sleep over if it were to not be taken. And if we do end up getting a younger center back to kind of fill that role, like I'm not necessarily upset with it.
It wouldn't be horrible to let Gustavo, this new guy, if he does even come, learn underneath Thiago. Like obviously they're both Brazilian as well, and Gustavo would have a head start in the fact that he's directly worked with Pascal before. So it'd be a new player, but I think in a lot of ways it would be kind of like a kickstart to his NYCFC career with the pieces that are kind of around him to help him like learn and grow.
Yeah, and maybe that's what Pascal's seeing is like the path to success goes through Thiago, not, with him there, not with him being succeeded, but with Thiago being there and being kind of like that mentor.
Yeah, and that would be something that older center backs of past NYCFC universes would love to hear or love to be treated as such.
Yeah, Chanot definitely would be such a welcoming teacher. I mean, I guess he does literally have an academy now, but those academy kids aren't coming for his job, so
yeah,
it's a little different.
Well, I don't know. Do you make of anything with the Baki rumors? Like, do you believe that anybody will sign this man?
I couldn't. I think it'd be free money. But then again, I was completely out on Julian from the first half, and then I saw him play midfield, and I was like, maybe there is something there. Munsef, he's always been a tricky one because there is so much potential there, and you see the athlete, but the goals have never been there for him anywhere he's ever been. He's just been an athlete. So maybe that move is what turns him into the player that he needs to be, but he's not currently that. And if it was my asset and I was looking to get some money for it, there's nothing stopping me from taking that money.
Yeah.
And especially if he's somebody who wants to play regularly, it's not going to be here. It'll never be here with his performances. So as a player, you have to take it. As the club, you have to take it. It just seems kind of inevitable. And I think if you had asked me maybe a month ago, I probably would have said no, you have to keep him because what other depth? But you get the same athletic performance out of Seymour, same goal output. Like, what's the difference really, in my opinion?
Yeah. Yeah, and I think when you think of like you mentioned, at least Julian has some moments of brilliance, and it's even deeper than just like the second half tonight. Like there was a point earlier in the season you think of him and Hannes like going Super Saiyan for the 3 games, assisting each other back and forth for a few weeks in a row, and then obviously we had the moment last season with him playing that ball up to O'Toole, and then some other little things like that too. Like when I think of Baki, like I can't think of the last time that there was something where I was like,
I mean,
it's
he
in
did
there.
roof it. He did roof it before international break, or maybe during.
Yeah,
So that was cool.
I guess I just look at, I don't know, his successes are like so far and few in between that we've gotten to a point where I think when I see something like that, it feels more of like a flash in a pan than like, a telling of something to come.
Yeah, but even I don't know, but even going with that same logic, Moonstuff has created so many more chances and goal scoring opportunities than Julian has ever even gotten close to. And like creating those moments of like, oh, he could have, but the problem is he never does.
Yeah.
So I really don't know what to make of him. And with that, like you just can't, you physically can't look at it. And what's it like, a couple million, 500K,
I think like 500. Well, I believe we only bought him for 2. So like if we
two
get a
mil.
if we get a mill back, that's not bad. Like getting an experiment for 2.5 years with some bright spots here and there.
I would take it.
A mill for sure.
500K. I would take
Oh,
500K.
five.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
bro. 500K and like maybe Mike's sandwiches gift card,
Yeah. I was gonna say we could probably dox the M Town location now, like an M Town combo.
dude.
The things being thrown around over text of what we would allow to give away Baki for.
What our combo would be for the received combo
Yeah.
pre halftime was
The NFL trade guy. I offer you
yeah,
one Baki for
whatever you like.
whatever you're offering.
Yeah,
Yeah. I don't yeah, and I don't think many people kind of disagree in the community. So it kind of, kind of in the same way that like Burke feels it. It feels like a natural like splitting point between the club and him.
who do you think is the next? Like, if this player doesn't kind of get it together and show something, who's the next guy on the chopping block?
After so Burke's gone, Baki is like on deck,
I've got somebody in mind.
and who's next on the batting whatever you call it, batting order? I don't really have anybody in mind, and if I say the name that came to mind, I don't think it's with rational thought in mind. But I'll just say the name to say it. Ojeda. Like I don't know. I just like he's gotten his run. Like he's gotten runs to,
He
to
does,
to
yeah.
prove himself, dude. Like, and I know he's young, and I know he's undersized, but I feel like he's been given a lot of opportunities at this point.
It's really a final product. That's the biggest thing. But as an attacker, that's what you're judged by, and you're not necessarily, you know, digging in deep and defending super hard and you're an effort guy, which I mean, he is up and down the field. He's in the frame of the play a lot, but that's really all you can say.
Yeah,
He lacks quality on the final cross, lacks quality in front of goal, lacks confidence to shoot on opposite feet. Like it's just we've seen it play out. Julian is a close second there. Like he's kind of getting to that point, but there's been enough flashes of him being really, really good to kind of keep him around. That can't be said about Ojeda.
Yeah. And I don't want to be silly and say, like, I think players have to show up here and perform immediately or even, within a season, because we obviously have the players that pass, like a Tati who comes in as a winger and takes 2 years to figure out that he's a striker. Or you have Alonso, same thing. Like he comes in and it takes 2 years, whether that's because of poor management or whatever. He didn't want to get into form or whatever it was. It takes 2 years to warm up to. And I know we're approaching the year mark for Ojeda, but you're right.
Possibly, yeah.
I don't think I think you're right in comparing him and Julian, that there hasn't been the moments that Julian has had that kind of keeps like the carrot on the stick. Like, okay, let's wait for the next carrot. Let's like I'm waiting for like the first carrot with Ojeda still, and it's
This
been.
might be crazy to say, but they are neck and neck in a mid-off.
You think? I
Neck and
think
neck.
I don't. I guess my outlook on Julian is so much more positive than my outlook
But
on
the thing
Ojeda.
is, like, the eye test for Julian is like aggressively bad. Like just watching him
But
as
isn't
an
Ojeda's
athlete
too?
operate. No, because at least he looks the part. Like he genuinely,
I don't
he,
know.
to me, like he looks like he know. He looks like he knows what should be done, but it doesn't necessarily always execute it. Whereas Julian, like, I don't know, dude. It just watching the way that his running form and just the way that he looks, he just doesn't look. He doesn't pass the eye test of someone that you look at and you're like, that dude could be a world beater if he just figures out X, Y, and Z. Like you look at him and you're like, okay, he might. I don't even know. Like, what's his ceiling?
When you look at the two of them and you observe the mid-off taking place in your mind, who at the end is the first to leave the team, you think?
Probably Ojeda. Just based on you know, dipping his toe in the disciplinary and you know, he may be a more exciting prospect to somebody else. Whereas Julian, I feel like he at the bare minimum fits into the team. He fits into the city. He fits into everything. So he's somebody who could have longevity, but I just don't. I don't know. I don't see it really with either of them being longer than. Like I don't know that either of them truly see the stadium.
I check what year it was.
Yeah, like we're getting
We're getting
yeah
there.
we're getting to the point where it's like who makes that cut, and I just don't see either of them ever suiting up in that stadium.
I think I can agree with that. Is everybody else safe in the 11?
No,
No.
the only people
I think everybody in the 11 is safe in the best 11, except, well, it really depends on what your best 11 is. But like
is it 26 or 27?
27.
Oh, then yeah, none of them.
Well, I mean,
And
Hack.
not like if it was our choice, if as a team if we got to choose, then yeah, like 4 or 5 of them. But the problem is those 4 or 5 are not going to play for New York in 2 years.
I guess. I mean, I see Hack still here.
I could see Hack being like a career guy, but
I see
any
O'Toole
I don't
still
know.
here.
If Ajiman can get a 10 mil deal to the championship, why can't Hack?
It's a great question. Because strikers are more flashy than center backs, I guess. I don't know.
But the dude just came off of like you talk about mid off. Like he just came out, slimed his way through the Gold Cup. Like he just didn't really.
You know what really screwed my mind up was the Tati thing, because what he's going to, or they think there's rumors he's going to Fluminense, and Adraming had just sold. I think it was 10 mil, but 2 mil with add-ons, so like 12 mil total value. And people on Reddit were talking about Tati saying he's like a 15 to 20 mil player, and I was like, how is the difference between Adraming and Tati Castellanos $3 million? Like, my brain can't even compute something like that.
It's 100% like if the MLS had supported Tati the way that they have other players like Almiron and Martinez and you name like Jesus Ferreira. Like if they had embraced him in the way that they should have, in the way that he deserved, he would be, at the very, very top. They just didn't do their part in kind of realizing what the player that they had was, and now he's in that predicament.
Yeah, and not
But
to.
then again, like as the player, what more could he do? He dropped 4 against Real Madrid. He has scored in big moments in European competitions. Like, what more could you do? And you're being linked to, hometown teams, and
I think he needs
yes,
a better agent.
it
Like
may just be
truly,
him.
he's done
What
everything.
could it be? His mom that's like his agent or something?
I don't know. Like you listing off those things, he's literally done like when you think about like a career mode, like he checked every single box. Like he won the Golden Boot and won the cup. He got transferred to Spain. He scored 4 against Real Madrid. He went viral. Like everybody in the world knew who Totti was. He got his transfer to Lazio. He scored in the Champions League multiple times. Took the job from who was it at Lazio? Was it Insigne?
Well, I think it was Europa League, and it was Immobile, Chiro.
Immobile. Yeah, yeah.
But he like
I don't know what more you have to do.
that's what I'm saying. And we had the conversation, and I know we're clearly biased, but like, is Darwin Nunez like genuinely a better player than Totti? Like genuinely, when you think about it, like to me, it's so clearly he's not.
It's crazy because on that sentence, there's so much. There's so much. What's the word? You just used it. Like when you support something just because you like
Bias,
it. Yeah, there's so much bias on the Tati end, but then there's also so much bias on the Nunez end, and they're working together to cross wires there.
bro. But
But you're
genuinely,
kind of spitting though. I will add that at the end.
and like Arsenal don't have a striker until they go and sign Jokeres or whatever his name is. There's no striker better than Totti on that team. There's no striker better on Manchester United. There's no better striker on, well, I forgot. Man City has Holland, so that's cooked. But if he didn't exist, there's no one better on that team.
Yeah,
Like, he has the moxie for it. He has in my opinion, the skill to do it.
yeah. And even looking at like, and I don't want to rag on Ajiming, but like comparing them to in values that are not very far off from each other. Like Ajiming scored 6 goals and had 1 assist this season, and last season he had 10 goals and 3 assists.
The thing though, like,
And this is also like, I'm not gonna be the rag on the MLS guy, but like it is when European teams are looking at it, they are those guys. So like when they're comparing a Serie A performance versus an MLS performance, like they're much more outweighing Serie A over MLS. So I just don't understand how they could even be in the same stratosphere.
well, it's the two different profiles. Like, he holds the ball up really, really well. That is his strong suit, is being able to kind of put his back into a defender, hold the ball up, and allow wingers and tens and midfielders to get up the field and be involved. But that only goes so far. And the men's national team saw that in their Gold Cup run. It only goes so far. You can only do so much with that before that runs out, and you have to rely on him to score goals, and he can't do that at a high clip.
Bro, for what it's worth, well, I'm not even taking into account cup competitions, but Tati and Ajiming in just regular season competitions had the exact same goal and assist total. Tati had 7 less games played, and one was in the Serie A and one was in the MLS. And they're talking about sending this dude back to Fluminense for $15 million.
If you're Tati, you can't leave it. You can't leave Europe without something.
He's got to leave there with something.
Something.
Like, I don't know. I don't know what to say. They need to get fucking Mino Raiola out of retirement and
Get
like
top on the phone.
get somebody
Get
on the phone, bro. Like that's not the play. The only way that I could think
not the
the only way I could think that makes sense is like the Argentina national team coach was like, if you don't play at Fluminense, you will never play for this national team or something.
Yeah, I don't know, or
Like,
he's like kidnapped by
yeah,
a
or
cartel somewhere,
I don't
somewhere.
know. I don't
Like,
know.
oh, I don't
Send
know.
help, bro. Send help to Tati.
Um, but yeah, I think we may have waffled ourselves into the end.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the away stretch isn't going as bad as we thought it would, right? We didn't think we'd get a dub at all. I don't think.
No, no, that's the positive. That's the only positive. Resilience and getting a result on the road.
We've
Two things
got
that really haven't happened. So
Yeah, and we've got a Sporting KC away on Saturday. and then FC Dallas the following Friday, and then we're into 3 games of the Leagues Cup. So all the way. I mean, our next 5 games are away, and our last 2 games were away. It's a tough, I guess, a tough position to be in. As far as us goes, I would say you'll probably hear from us after the Dallas game.
I just saw something. Oh, maybe we knew that already. But one of the Leagues Cup games got moved to Yankee Stadium.
I never knew that.
I didn't know that until right now. I clicked on it. The one against Leon, August 1st.
Okay. Well, then maybe that's where we go.
That might just be the return.
It might be around 6 p.m. on a Saturday. Am I saying this
Oh
correctly?
my goodness! The first one just got moved as well.
Oh, no.
No, maybe not just, but it's showing Yankee Stadium for me.
Leon is 6 p.m. on a Friday.
Oh, this one's 8 p.m. on a Tuesday.
We'll have to double check. We'll have to
confirm.
But you'll hear from us after the FC Dallas game. I'll stamp it. I'll make it official. We're going to skip the next midweek. Kind of like we did with this one, but the inverse. Instead of skipping the weekend, skip the midweek unless like the world burns down or something.
Well, we're technically back to like normal Saturday than a Friday game.
Oh, is it? I
Yeah.
thought there was a midweek.
Nope. So we go KC on Saturday, then we do Dallas the following Friday. So still a short week for them,
Yeah.
but kind of a normal week in terms of us. And hopefully, knock on wood, things will be stabilized for the Post 90 boys, and
Yeah.
we'll be able to make it out to Puebla.
Yeah.
Puebla.
Puebla. That's kind of a cool name. Isn't that just town in Spanish? That's kind of tough.
You tell me, Duolingo.
I'm pretty sure. All right, well then, you'll hear from us when you hear from us. You might catch us at a game. Hopefully, well, eventually you will catch us at a game. We're trying to figure out when that's gonna be. The boys in blue need to be back in New York for that to happen at the very least. So we'll keep you updated on all things like that. Otherwise, best of luck. Best of luck to everybody at Sporting KC in Dallas.
No, bad luck to them.
Well, best of luck to us at.
Oh,
Yeah.
there we go. Well,
Maybe. I
we'll
hope
see you guys
horrible
after
things
those
happen
games.
to FC Dallas and Sporting KC when we get there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, that's it could be any episode. I'm gonna say 164.
It's 164. We'll see you next week after KC.
Thank you.
Peace.
Produced by Mr. Darko Beats.